I'm just going to start talking, and whoever wants to know the truth will pay attention like they always have. So, the great man theory of history has just started taking over YouTube. And April Cattery, pay attention, because I'm basically talking to you as I talk to the collective unconscious via YouTube.
I want to pay attention too. I want to make a video first.
You don't touch it. No, don't touch. Do not touch.
I'm not.
Good, thank you. So
I'm in a video because I wanted to be in the video because.
Okay, I'll let you talk a little bit, April.
See
Don't
this
touch.
milk bottle? That means it came from dogs. Dogs drink milk. They do it. Little girls do that. See, this is juice.
So YouTube has just started becoming fascinated with the great man theory of history. And the reason, April, sit down. You can talk in a second. I have to make this point. The reason YouTube has become obsessed with the great man theory of history right now is because of a few reasons. Elliot Hull set the stage. The vloggers set the stage. The high-frequency, low-effort YouTubers who simply, were the actors of their own ideals. This is Nietzsche's observation becoming made reality right now. This is from Beyond Good and Evil. He says, you show me a great man, I see only the actor of his own ideal. The thing is that the mechanisms of power in society are predicated on previous mechanisms of power, and the older systems are, the more they tend to become corrupt. So there's a lot of corruption in the world. So essentially, the main thing that, in my mind, prevents great men from being made is, and I can prove all of this stuff logically, I want to get the ideas out, and then I can just go and elaborate more later, because there's so much to talk about. But basically, this one particular moment, one second. I'm just trying to get my thoughts sorted. There's a lot going on in my head, obviously. It's just being high in trade openness. The velocity of ideas I have is truly staggering. It becomes its own stimulant, and people think that I'm manic, but I'm really just very happy that my brain works and I can think again. They wouldn't understand, because they haven't lost the ability to think. So, basically, YouTube made it possible to basically allow ideological supremacy. So if your idea is better than someone else's idea, and you can demonstrate that on YouTube, even if you don't have a lot of the other things that they have, you can still get attention and prove the idea because you can simply film your own life. You can prove that you're the actor of your own ideal. You can show the ideal works. And even if it takes generations for the ideal to ultimately become supreme, that doesn't really matter because the idea itself can be validated, which undermines the systems of thought that create despotic power systems because they rely on inaccurate thinking. So much of the world controls the rest of the world by saying that would never work. Like if you're a slave in Africa and you've never heard about anyone achieving freedom, or you're a slave in Pakistan, you've never heard about anyone ever freeing themselves ever, you're not going to try. And that's so much of power systems is like you just convince people not to try. But YouTube has created, it's unbalanced that in a deeply fundamental way, because now for the first time ever, the truth can be readily perceived. And people say, oh, YouTube's not the truth, they censor stuff, you know. I speak my mind on YouTube, and if they cancel me on YouTube, I'll just go on Rumble and other places and continue speaking my mind with such frequency, velocity, and intensity that people will take notice. So I'm kind of trying to serve as a little bit of a barometer for truth, as imperfect as I am. So you can actually perceive reality through YouTube because people are uploading real things. Like this is real. What you're seeing is a real thing that is occurring as I film this. And you're going to see me act out my own ideal. And the thing is that YouTube is like, okay, like Elliot Hulse had to do what Elliot Hulse did to become popular because he basically didn't have any other ideas. And it worked because people are interested in people for their own reasons. I had to do the same thing because I had psycho health problems, so I can't do what Santa Cruz guy did because he's made 2,000 videos about not eating seed oils, and they became popular for that because it's really just make 2,000 videos and wait. But people haven't realized that yet, because if you make 200 really high effort videos, then that'll do it too. But the real power of YouTube is the great man theory. So really what you should be doing if you want power on YouTube, which is what you should want, is you should live out your own ideal and document the living of your own ideal, and then make sure the ideas that you're working on, the projects you're working on, inspired by your ideal as you live it out, are interesting enough to captivate people, and then you just get better at making videos. It's like, people talk about video quality, and it's like, this is filming in 4K with amazing audio. It's like, yeah, I could have a studio. I could like put in, I could make my life look other than what it is, but then you would not see that I am the actor of my own ideal, and I would cut off the source of my power for attention, which is mostly what people have done throughout history, because it simply hasn't been possible to widely disseminate these things. And this is, again, why I believe they compromise high-level celebrities, politicians, and stuff, because if I can show that you're not the actor of your own ideal, then you're not a great man and no one will follow you, and I can prevent you from changing the way things are. And this is all coming to fruition on YouTube right now, and I could talk about that more, and I'm gonna talk about that more, but I gotta do some jiu-jitsu. I just wanted to put that out there because it's flipping awesome that this is happening. And I don't think I'm a small part of it. You know, I think I really am influencing this. Like, I'm going to talk about my plans to influence YouTube and influence the culture on YouTube as I do this, and you can judge for yourself whether or not I'm influencing YouTube. I think I'm influencing YouTube. I think I'm influencing the culture. Like, I feel like I am influencing the culture. When I first started talking about losing the ability to sleep, because I was losing the ability to sleep, people told me I was crazy, and no one was talking about this. This is like 12 years ago. Now everyone's talking about sleep problems. No one was talking about sleep problems 12 years ago. Like, I think I really broke the Overton window on that, because my sleep problems broke me. And I was going to get revenge for that. So I just decided that if I had to be mentally broken by not sleeping, that the entire world was going to know about this. So I've just been telling everyone for 12 years, as much as people will listen, in the most nuanced ways, while I stare directly into their eyes, see their soul, and judge how their psyche reacts to the information I'm telling them, as I'm doing right now through YouTube, as I study people's reactions to my videos progressively over time. So that I'm essentially mapping the dispersal of this idea throughout the collective unconscious via YouTube, which makes YouTube itself a map of the collective unconscious, and the mere fact that I'm pointing this out makes YouTube a self-aware map of the collective unconscious, which means that now that people are aware of that, they're going to start consciously selecting for different actors of their own ideals. And I don't really expect to be selected, because I don't really think people are going to understand what I'm doing, but I'm just going to continue in this vein forever while training my children to do the same thing. And eventually you'll know me by my fruits. So without further ado, I'm going to get to doing some jiu-jitsu, because one of my goals is to beat Sean Melanson at jiu-jitsu. And it just is a goal of mine. Like, he's just a really fucking high-level jiu-jitsu athlete, and he lives like 20 minutes from me, and that's where precision is. So I'm just like, I'm gonna beat this guy. I don't care if it takes me 10 years to figure out how to do it. I don't think it'll take me 10 years, but the fact that I'm talking in those sorts of terms kind of tells you the whole thing, you know? Like, Sean, if you're watching this, I think of myself as modern Odysseus, and it is the highest possible compliment that I've decided that you're the guy I want to beat. Like, I don't think you're an easy target, man. I'm not trying to aura farm you, you know? Like, this is just a personal goal of mine, and I realize that he's gonna post a video of him like beating the crap out of me from the last time we rolled. We've rolled once, and he just armbarred me like a dozen times. He's very good at arm bars, ridiculously athletic, incredibly technical. That's why I'm like, if I can beat him, I could probably win the ADCC. And I may die trying. But the other thing is, though, like, it does kind of worry me talking like openly about these things, because like I've gotten banned from jiu-jitsu gyms because of people being insecure. I've always been very polite. People always like me, but I didn't want to bow out at a tournament to another dude who was worse at jiu-jitsu than me because I paid for the tournament, and like, why do I not get to fight people at the tournament I paid to go to? And it's like, oh, we'll make the gym look bad. And that was Henzo Gracie, New Hampshire. Got a great video of me Ezekiel choking one of his students from inside of his clothes guard. So that's on my channel. That's the cocky Ezekiel joke. And then I got kicked out of Evolution in Lawrence. I think they were just like embarrassed that I was doing very, very well against all of their students. I don't know. I'm just going to speak my mind. Like, all these freaking high-level jiu-jitsu guys are like coming out as sexual predators and stuff. I just don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. Martial arts is about the pursuit of truth. This is American exceptionalism, baby. If your jiu-jitsu sucks, I'm not going to like shit on you online, and I'm not going to just go around being a gadfly. I'm not a professional gadfly, but I am a professional martial artist. That's how I think of myself. I didn't solve insomnia as a medicine man. I treat other people as a man of medicine. I solved insomnia as a martial artist. I went to fucking war, and I won. And everyone should be in fear and in awe of me. They really should. I am in fear and awe of myself. I fear being tortured as any rational man would. But if someone knew me, they would fear to torture me. Perhaps more than I would even fear to be tortured. Anyway, it's really about being the actor of your own ideals. And I just love my Catamarina. But you're the cutest Catamarina, and I just love you so much, and you're perfect. You're my perfect Marina kitten. I love you, Catarina. You're the cutest Marina. I don't know if other people feel this way, but like, I think my kids smell so good. I'm just like, my cat, Marina. My cat. I really love raising my own children. Like, that's honestly something that kind of makes the insomnia shit all worth it. Because it's just like, I have to constantly think about my own health, and now you just think about their health, and I can make them healthy little kitty cats because they're so fucking cute, and I want to literally eat them. But I have to do jujitsu now. Because, again, I am talking on the internet about having a goal of beating Sean Melanson. And, you know, like, there's just a certain amount of respect I've got to give that goal. And I don't really intend this to start any internet beef or anything. If it does, I think it'll just help both of us. I don't really care. I don't really expect anyone to, like, watch this video for years, you know, like, people, my videos get the majority, like, they don't even start getting viewed in, like, literally, if you look at, like, the way my videos, it's like over like 5 years. That's like all the videos. Even the ones that get a lot of views quickly, it still just keeps, because they're timeless, you know. I'm just documenting the human life. So the life of the New Englandus Americanus, very specific species of human, the New Englandus Americanus. Not like its cousin, the Britannicus opprestus. Because they're all oppressed in your no gun rights country. Isn't that right, Katarina? I want to eat you. You are making videos, Katarina. We're going to lead people. We're going to lead people by example, by being the actors of our own ideals, Katarina.
No, you're not making a video. Wanna make a video.
You're my Catamarina.
Wanna make a video.
No, you're my Catam. Hey, come upstairs. I gotta go to the bathroom, then we do some jiu-jitsu. Come, don't touch my phone. And I'm back. So basically, and I'm sleeping more. Slept like it's so hard to quantify because it's like the quality of my sleep varies as much as the number of hours, and it's like I'm in such a strange state of being because I haven't eaten anything but like beef, salt, water, raw fish eggs, and raw liver. Like I've eaten something other than that less than a dozen times in the last 2 years. So like I am in a very interesting state of being. Like I'm just shredded. I eat like 5,000, 6,000 calories a day. That's increasing still. The more that increases, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more my brain works. The more my brain works, the more my sleep improves over time. But then there's like these, like I honestly think my latest sleep disturbance is just that my brain's turned on more than it's been turned on in the last like 5 years. And I'm just so damn happy that my brain actually works again that the euphoria is just keeping me up. Like I'm just like, I can think. I'm not manic. Because I can just sit down and just be like, and then I can just talk in a normal voice because I'm not manic. Or maybe I am manic and I have a lot of practice at pulling myself back from mania. But either way, it's not the sort of mania that I learned about studying neuroscience at UMass Amherst. So it's or on my own. So it's different. But basically, I think that like the main limiting factor in jiu-jitsu is like quality training partners. I'm gonna kind of like bounce around and move kettlebells while I talk because this is all part of it. But like kind of bouncing around. Basically, these are really good. Like I honestly want everyone to copy my training methods, not because it would make it so much harder for me to win tournaments if people actually did what I tell them to do. But like, I honestly, you got to be the actor of your own ideal. And my ideal requires that I tell people what it is I'm doing. Because I ultimately think of myself as like an educator, older brother type figure. So I'm really not trying to like one-up people. I'm just trying to find the way, and if people feel like I'm one-upping them, that's unfortunate, and they mostly do, and it's really annoying, because like I'll literally like I've had people I was like friends with, and like I gave them like the freaking like I freaking hyped these people so hard, and then they like look at me and they're like, wow, you really believe in me, and I'm like, yeah, after being friends with them for years. And they just blow up the friendship right after. It's always the not wrestlers that do that, I gotta say, though. So my wrestling buddies are made of tougher stuff. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Because you gotta have a lot of self-belief to wrestle. Like, you gotta frickin' actually believe in yourself. Like, people think they believe in themselves until they're staring across the mat at someone who spent 10 years training to kick their ass. And then we'll see if you really believe in yourself. Like, maybe you believe in yourself. Maybe you don't, you know? Maybe that scares the ever-living shit out of you. Maybe it scares the shit out of me, but maybe I just believe in myself anyway. So, at the end of the day, I think that the real limiting factor in getting good at jiu-jitsu is access to quality training partners and fitness. Because ultimately, the sport, like the fact that coaches can usually beat their students just tells you how young the sport is. Like, it's a really young sport. So that means that most of the dominance that comes in jiu-jitsu is, and I'm just going to talk about this, and you can put the ideas together, ask me questions, and this will eventually become books and articles and all this stuff. But it's the current of ideas. that, what's his freaking face? The guy who wrote the book, Italio Calivano, wrote about in The Ruins of Cash, the current of affairs that I think Alexis de Tocqueville, the French diplomat, spoke of, which is the nexus of the factors which are influencing the most influential factors on Earth. Which I believe is on YouTube and is ideological, and that's why I'm putting all these ideas out, because I'm existing in the current as much as I can while allowing the current to flow through me. I just read the Count of Monte Cristo. I speak what my mind says. I meditate. I speak what my mind says. I do my training. I speak what my mind says. I drink tea. I speak what my mind says. I eat my meat. I speak what my mind says. I am the merging of the East and West. I drink my green tea. I train my jujitsu. I do my wrestling drills with my kettlebells while I eat my meat and speak my English and praise Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Who I believe to be the ultimate embodiment of the ideal represented by Buddha. So, like, if that's not the current, I don't really know what is. Take care of your teeth, because they're the only ones you get, you know? I gotta say, my oral health has very little to do with how much I brush or floss, and pretty much entirely depends on my diet, which is really interesting. Like all the H. pylori stuff, I think that's all excess iron, Andy Cutler protocol stuff. I'm just gonna talk about this all while I think about proving it. Because proving it is its own thing. But I don't know. It's all very interesting. I've kind of stopped wondering what my I guess places, or like how I'm gonna make things happen. I've fallen into the current. Like it's just sort of this habit, this self-transforming habit sequence that itself feels like a biological process. Like I make the videos, because I'm making the videos, I talk the words. Because I talk the words, I think the thoughts. I'm just focusing on balance here. Like, I could do high rep swings with an 88. But would those high rep swings with the 88 help me develop as perfect technique? Because it's the technique I want to reinforce. And this is like what I call real jujitsu. There's jujitsu and there's jujitsu, and this is why I think people are going to try to break my fucking limbs. This is why I'm training like I am. Because I think if I talk like this on the internet and I go to open mats, I think people are going to try to break my limbs because who wants to be told that what they're doing isn't real jujitsu? And jujitsu was built on dojo storms and quote-unquote accidental injuries, and like that's the origins of jiu-jitsu. So and I'm so distractible. Like at some point my wife is gonna come get me because we're actually supposed to be, everybody's supposed to be, I mean, I told her I want to go to the library this morning. She's organizing her day around that right now. I literally can't help it though. Like I'm so ADHD and my brain is so dysregulated from not sleeping for like 2 years. And like my life. This is like the only thing I can do right now that's coherent, where I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's like the current. So at some point she's going to tell me we have to get ready and I'm going to just peace out. But I have to talk about this and do this because I need to know that my ideas are being expressed on the internet. Because when I know they're being expressed, then it gives me this sense of calm. I'm like, okay, it's theoretically possible for someone to go watch all my videos and figure out my entire mission. It's basically possible for someone to see that I am the actor of my own ideal. Not because I'm so great, but I think I've simply figured out a really good way to do it. Like I don't really think I'm all that great. Like, I do and I don't. This is interesting. Like, I don't know. Like people are just gonna hate me. Like, anytime I ever express self-belief, I only get vitriol and hatred from pretty much everyone, and then the people who love me tell me I sound arrogant, that people will hate me. But when I don't speak this way, I don't tell anyone the truth because this is just what I think about. And then I feel depressed and alienated, but I'm really doing it to myself. So I'm just going to put it all on YouTube where people can voluntarily engage with it, because then it gives me the social confidence to be like, you know, like if people want to know what the fuck I think, they can figure out what the fuck I think. Like, if you want to know, like, if you're just like, what does Devin Young think about X, Y, or Z? It is entirely possible and fairly easy. Like, this is a searchable database. That's why I picked YouTube, not Instagram or these other things, because this is a searchable database. So Google, the best search engine hooked up to it, and it analyzes behavior. It's like, if you want to know what I think, you can know what I think, but it's not pushy. Like, you don't have to know what I think. I don't really, like, if you just don't want to watch my videos, just don't watch it. Like, it's just, nothing is going to happen. It's just, you won't watch the video. And I like that, because it's like, there's just so many, like, at the end of the day, someone can kind of just go on my YouTube channel and they can look at 1,800 videos, 20 videos a day on average for the last month. And they could be like, I think this guy's got something to say and he's pretty motivated. Which is honestly, like, that's the 80-20 of my personality at the end of the day. Like, that's kind of like, if that's all you know about me, I'd say you've got enough to go off of. He's got something to say and he's extremely motivated. And then maybe you're interested in what I have to say. I don't know. I can go a million directions from there. But it's like, it removes from me the pressure to feel like I need to tell people what's going on. Because if I don't, like, I literally feel bad for people constantly. I look at people I meet at the grocery store and I'm like, you're being fleeced by a system of fiat currency that you don't even understand, that you're being distracted from understanding by the media you're consuming mindlessly. Which is going to make you really unhealthy, and your kids will die from cancer and you won't even know why, while you rot away in a nursing home. That's just what I think. Like, I don't know, guys. And it doesn't seem to me to be inaccurate. And then people will be like, well, that's depressing. And I'm like, where's your compassion? And they're like, I don't know. Like, people have different ideas of compassion. Like, that's sort of how my brain interprets compassion. So, like, I just feel like life is war. And, like, if you don't treat it that way, you're going to get effed. And I've just read history until I can back that up. So, I don't know if that makes me crazy, if that, like, I don't know. It definitely doesn't make me crazy. But people tend to think it does. But again, it's this great man theory, and, like, they're just not great people, and it's like, or they're either great people and not great men. They're not, like, they're not the actors of their own ideals, even. And that's sort of the irritating thing, is that people will not even act out their own ideals, and then they'll kind of like besmirch other people for doing so. It doesn't really matter, though, because people tend to self-organize by attention span anyway, and even at different times of day based on what's going on. So, like, you know what I mean? I got a different attention span depending on what time of day you get me at. So, just the way it is. And I think that recognizing that and working with that is very helpful. And that's why I'm talking about YouTube the way I am, and, like, the future of YouTube. But, like, the world needs different kinds, though. I mean, it's not like I tell myself these Oriental platitudes. I mean, at the end of the day, I do see lineages dying out, and I mean, we're all cherished in the mind of God and everything. But like, God damn it, I want to save people who can be saved. Like, and it's not even like I want to save you guys. Like, I've thought about it to the point where it's all selfish. Because I think I owe you selfishness. Because if I'm saying, oh, I'm doing this for you, it's like, now it's like you owe me something. And it's like, insomniacs do owe me. I went over that yesterday. But again, it's more like they benefit by acknowledging what I've done. Because, like, I did it for them, for me. I did it for them so I could tell myself I was doing it for them so that I would have the motivation to do it. For me. That's pretty cool, you know, and that's what it took to get better. And if you want to get better, that's what it takes, and that's what I'm offering, and that's all it is. Like, at the end of the day, or even while the day is going on, it's just, I don't know. So jiu-jitsu is the same way, though. Like, I always try to tell people how I get better at jiu-jitsu. Like, kettlebells basically matter more than, like, anything. Kettlebells are, like, it as far as jiu-jitsu goes. There is, because again, so I like talking so much. Like I've wanted to hit the dab pen the whole time I've been holding it, but I just don't because then I'd have to stop talking. This is how I solved my own addictions and stuff. You know, it's all behavioral. Find a better addiction. Like I always tell people, like a lot of the reason that like I don't do bad things for me is that it would make me suck at jiu-jitsu. And I'm just like yeah, I could like masturbate to porn. I mean, that'd be bad for my relationship too, but it would kill my motivation to like do jiu-jitsu. Like you can't get up in the morning and do what I'm doing after jacking it to like Riley Reid or whatever. Like that's not how this works. You gotta be pent up to do this. I mean, not like quite pent up. I mean, I did have some wonderful intimacy with my wife this morning. So I'm not really pent up, but it's like I have a limited number of outlets. But I'm focusing on balance, my knee function, spinal alignment, ab tension, force vectors while I do this. So it's like, and I'll probably do that again later today. So I'm going to have to wrap this up soon so I can actually go to the library with my wife, make another video on this, and drink more tea. Because I think the tea is what's helping me sleep. I think it's just detox. Like, I think now my brain's more turned on. My neurometabolism is higher. So my brain is moving more iron and stuff out. And I need more tea to carry that. And in the absence of the tea to carry that, I basically descend again into agorapenia, sciatica. And then my brain resolves at a lower level of metabolism unless I reintroduce massive quantities of green tea, which is why my brain function now is at a higher level than it's been at any time in the last 5 years, because you can be metabolically healthy but not detoxing properly. So I'm just going to kind of move in a stance. Breathing, shoulder, back. Gotta do more. The stance work is really good, but I have to do a lot of, I'm just kind of feeling it out. Jump rope, because jump rope, kettlebells make you bouncy too, but the jump rope is another thing. There's all stuff you can work in, and I'm just playing with it. Like I just want to, like, not make fingertip push-ups on my knees. I just want to stimulate my body. This is all to train my mind, because otherwise my brain is trashed if I'm not sleeping. And if I don't do this, my metabolism doesn't increase, and then my insomnia comes back, or the insomnia comes back. So, yeah, that's one of the hardest things is when I stopped training. I stopped making training the focus. It helped insomnia again, because having my metabolism at 5,000 calories a day appears to be the solution to the set of symptoms described in the diagnosis fatal insomnia. I believe it's inaccurate, though. I think that that's not what's going on. I'm going to write an essay on that soon. And oh my God. It's just whatever. It's just life, you know? Like, ultimately, if they assassinate me for spreading the truth about this, it's going to really suck. But it's going to suck a hell of a lot less than it would have to just keep my mouth shut. Because I actually feel alive now. Like, I feel like myself, and there's no price tag on that. One day feeling like yourself is more than a lifetime of slavery. So, and people are just going to say I'm dramatic, and they're going to be like, you're egotistical, and they're just pieces of shit. Like, they're literally just pieces of shit who won't look at me in the face. They won't look at what I've been through. They won't look at what I've done. They won't look at what I'm trying to do. They just don't care. They're just like, self-belief, pcha. Honestly, that disgusts me. It makes me sad. It makes me upset that people have that reaction. That's just how it is. Like, I don't know. Has the world ever been otherwise? I mean, I think that now we actually have enough of a society that the light can prevail, but I think that that's not even guaranteed. I don't know. I just don't understand how people are so complacent. I guess people like the ice thing. Like, I don't know. It's like, to me, it seems like no one's got a real problem, but like me and other people with health issues. So I don't know if the health issues are a political thing or like what the end of that is, but like, I mean, even people with health issues, they don't really, I mean, I guess the carnivore diet, like, I think that is, like, if people are willing to give up everything but meat, salt, and water for their health, I am, then I think that the human race has hope. Yeah, I think that we're going to pull through, because people, well, that's a big movement, so. And that's come through YouTube. That's the power of YouTube. Like, I think if YouTube didn't exist, carnivore wouldn't. So that's why I'm like, oh my God, YouTube censorship. So that's why I'm trying to be a canary in the coal mine. Because it's like, you know? So, oh. My stomach is starting to hurt, but whatever. Often passes. Oh, I just wake up in the morning and I feel like shit, honestly. I feel kind of crappy most of the time. I feel pretty crappy most of the time, and I felt real crappy for years. Like, people don't understand how crappy I felt. It sucks. Like, people, that's one of the reasons I'm going to win a world championship and make $1 billion company. Because it's like, people like I tell people I feel crappy, and they're like, everyone feels crappy sometimes. I'm like it makes me feel like Alexander the Great. Like, I feel like I have to just subjugate them. Because they're such assholes. That it's just like, and they don't eat, like, they think I'm the asshole. when I'm just trying to help them and mind my own business, and they feel the need to interject themselves into my life, pry into my affairs, make uneducated remarks, and then call me an asshole when I politely state the truth. Or tell me, like, derogatory, like, oh, like, I mean, it's just so... Like, it makes me think people are so oblivious that you could just take over the world and they wouldn't even notice. So I'm just trying. Like, you know, I'm just going to kind of, like, go for it. And just see where that lands me. Because I don't think anyone's going to stop me. Like, I just literally don't think anyone is even going to care enough to, like, people are such assholes. Like, it's like, I could literally be like, I'm just trying to help people. And, like, so many people are just, not the people that know what I'm offering. Those people like it. But, like, just everyone else, I'm like, oh my God, it's like the Salem witch trials. It's like, I feel like I'm going to be, like, burned at the stake as a witch because, like, they're going to be pissed off. Like, it won't even make any sense. It'll just be like, fuck this guy, burn him. Like, he seems like he's in really good shape. He's probably a white oppressor. I'm like, actually, I just want everyone to be healthy, and I've worked really hard to figure out how, and I'll talk to you, and I'll teach you how to do it. We can work through it together, and I'll make all these videos, and it'll be super encouraging, and I believe in you. And they're like, kill him! And I just, like, that's just how people are. Like, I honestly, like... They're not like that all the time. Like, if they're in a state of fear and awe, then they're really polite. But if you lead with politeness, that's what you get. Unless someone else is, like, also an actor of his own ideals. But, like, good luck finding that. It's just ridiculous. It's just a bunch of people that, like, say they want a whole bunch of things. And you're like... They're like, I want the world to be X, Y, and Z. And then they're like, they're not even doing anything. Like, they're just kind of, like, living. I get, like, living is, like... But it's, like, I don't know. It's, like, just, you see the stupidity. Like, my stomach is not feeling great. You see the stupidity with, like, the people who are like, no human being is illegal on stolen land, and then they're like, do you want to, like, let immigrants into your house? And then, like, they end up, like, or like it's just like they just have no idea what they're talking about. Or like abortion, like my body, my choice. And it's like you confront them with like, have you watched a video of an abortion happening? They're like, no. And it's like, so you don't really know what you're supporting because you won't look. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, it's like low brain metabolism. Like, it's probably just alcohol and low brain metabolism causes initial resentment, which prevents reconciliation, severing understanding, creating animosity. Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, maybe it's the smell coming off from that. It's a good hat. It's like why the penguin ran towards the mountains. I feel better off than that. Should probably just leave these out so you can off gas. It's like why the penguin ran for the mountains. Because once you notice, you're going to try to change. And once you act differently, you're going to be questioned. And once you're questioned, you're going to be ostracized, because the questioning is just an excuse for ostracization anyway. Like, very few people really want answers. I mean, it does sometimes happen, which is nice. It's very refreshing. But it's only rarely. And you got to, like, stick around in exile for a long time before people will ask the right questions. Or even bother to. And that's just the human condition. That's why we crucified God. It's just, like, it's not really, like, anyone in particular's fault. It's just everyone's fault. It's like, well, why should you be better? It's like, well, because if you aren't better, we kill God. And it's like, how do you know? It's like, well, we already did. Oh shit. It's like, yeah, and it was the very people who were like super, super, super not gonna do it too. Yeah, it was exactly them. Not anyone else. It was the people who were like directly the one singular people supposedly defined by their reverence for the very being they destroyed malevolently. Wow. And we're all like that. The freaking, like everyone's like, I'm like that. Like, that's how we are. And that's why I just talk about what I actually think. Because I'm not going to, like, pretend that I'm better than I actually am. Be like, no, I'm actually this enlightened good person. And because I'm such an enlightened good person, everyone should just think that I'm great. And, like, I don't think bad thoughts ever. Like, I don't get frustrated with people. I don't see the evil in the world. I walked into 3 walls today, and it's only 9 a.m. I keep my damn eyes shut. I keep the booze in my veins. I don't notice shit. It's most people. It's really irritating. It's like, it's scary. So ultimately, that's why Jiu-Jitsu is going to save the world. Because at the end of the day, the thing that enabled me to start confronting this, the same thing allows you to start doing Jiu-Jitsu. So I yelled these mats off, guys, because they're new mats and the smell was making me nauseous. Holy cow, I started getting like, because I went in the mat, I started doing the bridges. So I'm just gonna like move around, honestly, while I talk about Jiu-Jitsu. Because even just me moving and relaxing while I move is just practice. It's just something like moving in stance. Like this is one thing I've learned in Jiu-Jitsu and in wrestling is if you're never out of position, you can't be taken down. Like, I'm never out of position. Like, you can't take me down in this position. Like, it's just not going to happen. And that's the thing. Like, I learned that from Shunnaman at Doughboys. Like, he's just like, if you're just never out of position, he's like, the reason all you fuckers keep getting taken down is you get out of fucking position. Just don't ever get out of fucking position. Like, stay in your fucking stance. Like, never leave your stance. And like Jiu-Jitsu has its own stance, like elbows in, head move. Like, there's a stance to grappling, and the elbows in is better. I mean, you can move your elbows out a little bit in wrestling, kind of get away with it, but the Japanese have even developed, they just keep the elbows in, unless they completely head tie and they drop you down, then they disengage again. Like, they have a whole system. It's really about defining engagement and disengagement. That's really where grappling shines, is its ability to use positioning to define engagement and disengagement. So like, if I can determine if I'm engaging with you or disengaging with you, I'm gonna win. So most of the time, pretty much, unless you happen to be excellent at every other position, and I'm not. But even then, I could probably tire you out. You'd have to be like so much better than me. It'd be ridiculous. So, basically, Jiu-Jitsu, you got to learn to survive first. You got to learn to keep in your stance. And keeping in your stance, I would say, is like being an actor of your own ideals. If you're acting your own ideals, then you're going to be full of the Holy Spirit. And if this sounds ridiculous, it's just how I actually feel, so I don't really care. I'm not trying to make it sound any other way. So, basically, because then you kind of carry this presence with you, because then people can tell that like you're actually testing the things you're talking about as you're doing them. And like, it's not even that they're interested in that. It's just that they may need to solve similar problems in the future. So it just kind of attracts the human attention. It's like the way like you can't look away from a car crash because you're like, that could be me. It's like you see people like, when people have problems, unless the problem's like so severe that like it's horrifying, which I've experienced. People refuse to actually look at what I'm suffering from because the mere fact that it exists is so horrifying that it breaks their reality, so they choose not to see it, which sucks. But basically, and I engage in the same sort of thing strategically because like sometimes you just like reality is freaking crazy. So you have to make simplified versions of reality that model reality enough that you can interact with it. And that's kind of like what I'm doing. It's like I'm not confronting reality, but I'm speaking on YouTube on a wrestling mat, drinking tea, doing jiu-jitsu. Like, this is a version of confronting reality. It's a perspective of reality confrontation. And because of that, it's useful. So basically, you start in jiu-jitsu, learn to survive, and you kind of learn to like if you can not die while maintaining your integrity, that's like not being submitted while maintaining your stance. And then once you're there, now you can learn to move. Now you can start to learn to do things. And then you can actually start developing jiu-jitsu. And it's like, jiu-jitsu again is predicated on like not dying. Because if you can avoid death, you can always win. Like, and that's where jiu-jitsu is superior in its highest realization, is superior to wrestling and judo and these other things. Because like I actually have to kill you. And it's like people will be like, well, it's a combat sport, it's not real. It's like, yes, but it's the closest simulation we have. Because this is the same model I use. It's the basis of science. I mean, this is the same model I use to like reason my way out of health problems. It's like, if I can just not die, and then I can figure out how to do something. It's like, well, can I make myself more awake? Yes. Okay, can I make myself more tired? Yes. Can I make myself less pukey? Yeah. Like what can I do? Okay, now I'm going to start doing these things and moving. Whoop, now I slipped over here. Okay, this is a new position. And that's kind of how I improve my health. I'm just like, okay, I'm in this position. Whoa. Now I'm in this position. It's like I'm kind of exploring the position until I move into the next position, and then I develop competency at moving through the ranges of positions, and then I map the whole thing and act it out, and it's this thing I'm doing online, and it's the whole thing. So, that's why I'm talking about jiu-jitsu, because it's all the same thing. Like, this is what keeps my psyche together. Like, this is what keeps everything together. Without this acting out of these ideals on YouTube in this manner, in this strategic way that I described, there is no coherence to my being. I am simply a crazy man who has suffered too much and no one understands him. But you give me YouTube, you give me a cell phone. Now there's people who relate to me, and now I'm not just a crazy man. Now I'm a crazy man helping people because of my dedication to just continuing to do this for years when it doesn't make any sense because I'm losing my goddamn mind. So it works in the end. And that's why I'm helpful to the insomniacs, because of which I am one, because that's what they need. It's like, I'm not the hero. I don't fucking know, whatever. I think I am the hero they need, but I'm definitely I don't know. Like, maybe I'm the hero they deserve. I don't know. I don't know if I try to be a hero, you know? But that's sort of how I think about it is, which, ooh, that's a useful movement. That's kind of how I think about it. But a lot of like jiu-jitsu and stuff, people don't understand this, is you just train your body to be able to withstand the stress, and then you play around with it. Like, I'm just moving right now. I'm moving more than you. And I'm working, you know? Like, I'm getting views. I'm spreading information. I'm getting a workout in. I'm practicing moving. I'm playing with ideas. I'm planning the day. I am planning the day. Like, this state of mind actually puts me in a perfect flow state in order to plan my daily activities, of which I'll have to begin at some point. I may just start that soon because it's good to begin on a high note and kind of getting things going. But this is jiu-jitsu. Like, I can do this forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found a stance in my life that I'm maintaining. And, I mean, all things are predicated on conditions. You know what I mean? Like, if there was a global famine, I'm sure people would be a lot more insecure than they are today. But it's all about anticipating what's coming, reacting to it in this state of dynamic balance. As you can see, I'm just going to start falling. While I catch myself and I'm relaxing into this, so that I'm kind of just training my body to react. So I'm never static, but I'm always balanced, because I can always instantly move. And as you see, one way of regaining balance is to drop down. That's something interesting. Like, the idea of balance has to do with posture. These are the things I explore while I think about this. But basically, I can maintain this, and if I maintain this, this will eventually bring me to my goals by dispersing this information amongst those who need it most, while I continue to better myself in a sustainable way, while building my influence on social media, my companies, these sorts of things, slowly over time. But it's sustainable because it's all worked into this thing, and it's like, this is the pattern that I'm acting out. There is no method, there is only the way. And there is no way, there's only a feeling, there's only intuition. There really is no intuition, there's just belief. And I'd say ultimately no belief, only action. No action, only habit. No habit, only breathing. No breathing, only I. No I, only God. No I, only God. It's a little bit of a pun as well. Fascinating. And this is why I think martial arts are the way. It's like God wrestled Jacob. Like, I don't know. Like, does that make me a religious figure, a supplement seller, a martial artist, a kook, an insomniac? Like, I don't know, you know? Like, I'm past the point of, like, wanting to make sense to people, because I just haven't for so long, and it's been so painful that I don't really care. Like, I'm just going to do these things, and people will see the results of them, and the results are going to be so awesome that they're just going to be like, wow, I want to know why he did that and how. And I'm just going to do that. If I die in the process, I just die in the process, but I'm really not going to compromise for anything in the middle, because the middle to me, I think, is just slowly dying from fatal insomnia, because it would be fatal insomnia if I wasn't doing this, because I'm the reason it's not that, because without me, they wouldn't figure out a way to prove that wrong and save people's lives. So whatever, you know? And it's like, maybe I'm wrong and arrogant. But if I told myself that when I started, I would have died and helped no one. So maybe you're wrong and arrogant, and you should shut the fuck up and actually go do something of value for 20 fucking years, so that you can learn to respect people who put in effort into life, you know? Like, maybe that. And maybe if someone has a real issue with that, I'll kick their fucking ass on YouTube in a jiu-jitsu match, because they'll, like, start beef with me. And what are you going to do? Like, fucking come and shoot me? I'll kill you. I'll catch it on camera. I'll get famous doing it. Like, I don't know. I just don't, like, I'm past the point of, like, wanting to please other people, because there is no pleasing other people, because other people don't know what they want. People just see someone who's happy, and they want what he has, because they don't know how to generate happiness within. And I do. So I'm just going to make myself happy, and then people are just going to, like, copy me, because they can't think. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, if people can't think, why complain about it? Why not just utilize it? Why not just say, okay, I'm going to make myself happy, make it possible for people to figure out how I did that, broadcast myself so much so that only dedicated people will actually figure out what I'm doing, and I don't have to simplify my message, because simplifying the message is the surest way to failure, in my personal opinion, because the only thing I do well is have complicated, nuanced messages that I act out in interesting ways. And the only way I think, the only reason I think they're interesting is if people find it interesting. Like, I don't know. I find it interesting. I wouldn't necessarily expect other people to find it interesting, but they do find it interesting. And because they find it interesting, so I'm just going to practice taking small steps now. And it's just the boring shit like when I beat people in jiu-jitsu, they don't think that it's this. This is why I beat them. Like they're like, oh, he's so strong. It's like, dude, that's not why I double-legged you. I double-legged you because that's why I double-legged you, dude. That was nice. I'm just practicing moving out my arms. This is what George St. Pierre started doing. Just like lead foot pointing. The only reason I'm even going to be able to remember all this stuff is by teaching it to you guys. So that's kind of how that works. And it's just stance in motion. And in 2 years, I'll be doing this at lightning speed for like 30 minutes straight, without breaking a sweat, talking at the same time. I'm passing the talk test. I mean, this is really what I'm doing, passing the talk test. That's some hobble shit right there. So, I'm doing very innovative stuff, and I'm doing it on so many levels simultaneously that each of the things I'm doing could be its own career. But I'm so, like, it's almost, it's so fucked up to say, but it's almost a blessing that I had the insomnia. Oh my God, oh God, ow. Because it just forces me to only focus on one thing. Like, I am so repeatedly traumatized from this. But this is the only way I can look like a functional human. Like, if you had to live and work with me, you would be rather frustrated some of the time. Because the only way I make sense to people is I just say, there are other people who have this problem. I'm the only one who solved it, and I'm using this to produce that. Now watch. That's it. Otherwise, it don't make sense to anyone to think I'm a kook. Because, like, that's just how human beings are. Like, I don't know. It's just what it is. Like, I can complain about it. Or I could be like, well, since everyone's going to think I'm a kook anyway, I'm going to play on world domination. The people who have insomnia will pay attention to me anyway because they understand. They're like, yeah, you lost your fucking mind. You figured out how to solve insomnia. Now you want to take over the world. And it makes the most sense to me. And that's also inspiring to them because they're like, well, if he can try to take over the world after fixing insomnia that was just as bad or worse than mine, then maybe I can fix this insomnia. And it's the same thing for me of like jiu-jitsu. Like, it's like literally so horrible that like if I can't get myself to perform at a high level in jiu-jitsu, I can't convince myself that the experience didn't ruin me. But it makes me motivated. And then I'm just like, well, I can still experience happiness and joy. So, I have a great family and stuff. So it's just like, okay, I don't know. I guess this is just my path in life. Like, I don't know. I'm just happy I can sleep, honestly. Like, I'm happy I'm no longer nauseous and I can sleep. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I just had to get tortured to the point where I was just like, you know, if I could just have my body not dying constantly in agony while I can't ever sleep or get a moment of reprieve, I would just be euphoric always. And that's pretty much true. Like, I'm actually, because it was just through so much of the formative years of my life that I don't think, like, it'll always feel like the majority of my life was spent not sleeping. Like, it just, I don't know if there's ever a way I feel differently. But again, I'm just like, well, like, you can look back 2 years, 3 years ago. This was very painful for me. I didn't really know what to make of it. But now I've worked with the pain enough that I know what to make of it. And that's like an interesting way of creating an opening. Like, I step in. I don't even know how I did that. It's like step. That's interesting. Like, these little openings in footwork I like to create, because if I can step, I can get you to misstep Now your leg's just hanging there, and then I grab your leg, and maybe I don't take you down with it, but I remain balanced. I get you to overreact, and I attack the other leg, and then you overreact a bit more. I snap you down, and you overreact a bit more. Now I'm behind you, and then I shuck you forward, and then your neck's exposed, and I hit the guillotine. You go defend the guillotine as I pivot right to the rear naked choke, and I finish. That was all it took, you know? I just had to get you really out of position. Maybe I do that best in neutral. Maybe I do that. And kettlebells fuel this. The get-ups and stuff all fuel this. This movement does not exist on its own. This is the result of, throughout the day, like all these things I'm doing, and then I just bring it together. I talk about it. And it sucks, because it's like, it doesn't suck. I mean, it's like this is just what my life has to look like. And it makes me feel a little absurd because I'm like an insomniac who's got to act like he's a professional athlete while he starts a supplement business and rants about it on YouTube. Yeah, you gotta play the hand you dealt, man. You know, like that's at the end of the day, that's kind of why I'm on YouTube, why I'm doing this. I'm like, look, like, if you learn nothing else from me, you gotta play the hand you're dealt. Like, you're not dealt another hand. Like, and sometimes you're 12 years old and you get dealt fucking card that says fatal insomnia on it or something. Like, and you gotta be like, excuse me, sir, but I have just forged this into a different card while we sat at the table, and now I own the hotel. And then he goes, what? And then you just somehow make it work like Puss in Boots in the Marquis de fucking Carabas. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like that scene from Suits. It's like really, like, okay. I'm so surprised I'm alive. I didn't think I was going to get better this time. I didn't. I honestly, for the first time, I was like, because it gets worse. Every time it gets worse. It gets so much worse. And this last time, I remember I was like looking at my mom and I was like, I don't think I can do it. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep again. I think this is just going to get worse and I'm going to die. And she was like, you've done it before. You'll do it again. And I was like, but it's just so much pain. I don't even know how to get beyond that. And she was like, everyone's got their demons. It's like, you know, well done, Mom. Well done. Well done. And like, that honestly saved my fucking life. She's like, okay, fuck it. I guess I'll just go ape shit and document it. Like, I'll go, like, you know what I mean? Like, just freaking, you know, that combination of 8 Hail Marys in a row that you're like, it would totally work, but you know it's suicide. Well, when you're staring death in the face, it'd make a good highlight reel, win or lose. So that's what I did on YouTube the last 2 years. I just made this. I just was like, okay, ba-boom. This is what I'm doing, folks. And it's nuts. Like, it's pretty nuts. That's why I'm not super, like, I don't like, you gotta dig. Like, I don't want to promote the fact that, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to make of what I'm doing. I'm like, this is my 8 Hail Mary combination. It's like literally like if you were to take all of my knowledge and put it into like 5-year-old Devin's head and then say make a formula to make someone a Greek god based on this understanding, it's similar to what I would come up with. Like, it's that sort of childlike reasoning. It's like vitamin D is good, therefore take 1,000 times the amount that they say will kill you. It will be fine. You are on carnivore. And I'm like when I stop taking vitamin D, I stop sleeping and my poop goes to shit and I can't digest food. It's just interesting. I don't know. I have to spend a lot of time meditating, just paying attention to my body to like convince myself to like, so I know that what I'm doing isn't going to effing kill me. And that actually enabled me to, like, I have amazing body awareness. I was able to use my interventions with just body awareness to get a like perfect metabolic panel while I wasn't sleeping. Because that's how I improve my sleep, is I perfect my metabolism and then hold it there while my brain reboots and detoxifies. And the inflammatory hypothalamic HPA axis dysregulating feedback loops dissipate. Which is unprecedented to a very large degree. I mean, it is precedented, but it's also like no one's done it. Like, I feel like I'm like the guy who broke the 4-minute mile. Like, I feel like and I don't really like, again, it's all good. Like, I don't really expect to get credit. I'd love credit. I think I'll get credit in the end. Like, I think that, like, in 200 years, people will figure out it was me. Because a lot of my plans, like, there's only the long game, so I've just set things up such that I will have the final victory. Because that's all I care about at this point, is the final victory. And basically, yeah, I mean, I think that I expected the Overton window to shift faster. But it is shifting. Like, I see this happen, the Santa Cruz guy and stuff. Like, people are becoming aware of the implications of these things. Brian Johnson's trying to live forever. Like, I don't know. I think we just need more people trying more radical stuff. I don't think I'm like that. I think that what makes me special is the fact that, like, really out there ideas occurred to me and I took them seriously enough while engaging in delusional self-belief to actually survive something no one else has survived. And I'm arrogant enough to believe I can describe how I did it. But I keep doing it, and I don't know, so it's just weird. Like, I really, like... This all happened as I was forming my personality, though, so I really don't know who I'd be otherwise. Like, I'm like, there isn't, like, some other Devin that this, like, ruined. This is just sort of something that dawned on me as I was growing up, that I was going to have to spend my entire life focusing on an issue that no one else understood. It would make them think I was crazy. And, so I just did it. And here I am. And it took a lot of effort, and I don't know. It's I wonder where it will lead, because there's so much new stuff. Like, I think that, and this is what I mean. Like, the groupthink is strong. It's like 5-year-old Devin would be. He'd know, like he wouldn't necessarily know what to do, but I'm saying, like, I would. Young children embrace change more readily because it is their default, whereas I have at least developed the empathy to pick up on other people's reality, and so I kind of, like, look at other people, I'm like, you're acting like the world is completely different from the way that I perceive it. And it's just strange. And that, yeah, it's like Terrence McKenna said this. I mean, this has always been the case. Like, I'm really not, like, an odd duck. You know, that's why I read so much, because it makes me think I'm less of an odd duck. Like, Terrence McKenna said, he's like, the price of sanity in our society is a certain degree of alienation. But I think that with technology and simply my ability to spread videos to the world and, like, biopics and all this stuff, I think people can become comprehensible to people more now. Like, the Overton window on that is shifting. And because the Overton window on that is shifting, channels like mine and ideas like mine and strategies like this become more viable. Because people are more interested in seeing what people are actually like without interference. I gotta get going to the library now because I made this into a very long thing, but it's whatever, you know. I mean, this is just sort of what life is. Like, this is how life operates. And capturing ideas in this way, like, ultimately, again, I understand, like, people aren't going to give a shit about what I have to say for the most part. I mean, there are people who understand what I'm doing. Like, they have figured out. But I'm talking, like, most people, like, But even again, I don't really care. I mean, only if one person understands what I'm doing, that's still cool. Like, that still changes the world. So it doesn't really, like, I'm like, I win either way. Like, my ideas are so profound that one person alone adopting them will change the course of history. So whatever. Like, if you don't think that about your ideas, get better ideas. I don't know what to tell you if you lack self-belief. It's your problem, not mine. And I'm trying my best to help you with it, but the more I do, people seem to get very resentful about that, which is just disturbing to me. It's like, it's just weird. And it's like all in the guise of like manners. And it's just like, I'm like, when did your soul die? Was it ever alive? I just feel sad for them. I don't know. It's like, but when I'm less ADHD, I don't really feel this way. Like when I was taking Adderall regularly, I didn't really feel this way as much. I was just sort of like, oh, like, I kind of understand people because my mind became more habituated. Whereas right now, my mind as it normally is not highly habituated in a normative way. Jordan Peterson said something interesting about older regions of the brain being more developed because they're older, and ADHD relies on more archaic circuitry for attention. It's more of an instinctual, like you have to kind of live an instinctual life, like a Steppenwolf. Like ADHD makes Steppenwolves of us. I don't know what I'm going to do with my day. I got to just like drink a ton of tea and then like eat food at some point and meditate so I can sleep, because right now not sleeping consistently is the biggest thing in my life that's causing me problems, but drinking tons of tea really helps with that. Oh, I think they say la vie, you know? Ugh.